I just want to add my voice supporting this today as well. As a member of the Jobs, Enterprise and Innovation Committee, I've met with the stakeholders in relation to that, and obviously what we want to continue doing here is create a stable environment for these organisations to stay and make a home here in Ireland, particularly on the backdrop of Brexit as well and the uncertainty that that brings. I think any of these organisations, when they're looking at an area like Ireland, look for business stability, political stability and obviously environmental stability as well. So whatever we can do over a period of time, we need to concrete that certainty as well. And I don't believe for a second in relation to the speculation that it's giving companies more time to find ways to evade tax. Because, as was mentioned, if you're prudent about your accounts, you will try and maximise your potential as best you can within the law. And we are a competitive nation in relation to tax. We had to be. We were in the doldrums for years. We had to look at alternative ways of providing employment and educating our citizens as well, and it's something I feel very strongly about after working into multinational organisations. If you take it from 1980s, late 1980s, early 1990s, in my own small village where I'm from, there might be one person going to university. These multinational organisations facilitated more people to go to university because it was seen as a benefit of the job to be educated through your job, and these organisations paid that education. These people went on to form domestic companies afterwards and became, I suppose, employers in their own right as well. And we've seen that travelling right throughout the world, through the global part of these companies, that they've got positions throughout the world, they've got experience in other organisations, sister organisations. We'll say take Dell, they go to Austin for 5 years, they come back to Limerick, they set up their own businesses or they work back into Dell. There's been huge development in relation to that, and a huge education driver. So this is a lot broader than just the economic side of it. This has a social implication as well, and when I hear the word come from the hard left in relation to this, I understand that it's an ideological view, but I never hear how, if this was to happen, how would the transition from one part would move to the other. I never heard anything about a transition in relation to this, given the ideologies. And I do understand that I'm ideologically poles apart in relation to the hard left when it comes to this. We may have some similarities on social issues, but on this it's something I feel extremely strongly about. I take Limerick, I take my own county. Since 2011, when we were at the depths of a recession, since the last government came into play, you have the likes of Northern Trust, which are increasing their workforce. You had wastelands, absolute wastelands of factories inside it that have been taken over. You've also the likes of Regeneron that have come in, 300–400 jobs. I was speaking to someone over there on Sunday. You've got Design Pro in Rathkeil, small town in the middle of County Limerick where my office is. Design Pro is employing up to 90 people there. You've got Ortec coming into Newcastle West, another county town, one of the major county towns of County Limerick. They're providing 110 jobs. I mean, these are jobs. These are people who have got to make a living. And as was mentioned there, the 100 cars outside at night, this is what's going to keep us, this is what the sustainability is, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the bottom line is jobs. And this is an area that we can compete extremely well, and it's an area we need to continue competing on. And I do not want the word to go out to the wider world that we're trying to, that there's some sort of witch hunt going on in relation to these companies. We want to keep them here. They're providing employment, they're providing education through their benefits, but also as the innovation side of these companies are driving education as well. So I'm delighted to be able to support the bill, and thank you for your time.